Here's something to think about this morning. If a 17-year-old kid making tacos deserves $20 an hour or $3,200 a month, why isn't that the minimum Social Security payment?
Who says it shouldn't be? And why does it always have to be a 17-year-old kid? So let's break this down. Why? Let's deal with that first. Why is it always if some 17-year-old kid making tacos, if some 16-year-old kids flipping burgers, if some 17, 15, 16, 17-year-old kid putting chicken in a bucket deserves a livable wage? Why is it always with you guys that are opposed to this? That it's got to be some 17-year-old kid doing it. People that work at some of the fast food restaurants in my town are adults trying to put a fucking roof over their families' heads. It's not some 17-year-old kid. It's some woman working her second fucking job so that she can pay the bills. More and more in the United States of America, you're seeing people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and sometimes 50s in fast food restaurant positions. Either because that's all they can get, or because that's their second job, so that they have the ability to pay the bills. But whenever it comes to you guys who oppose a livable wage for the minimum wage, you guys always do the same thing. Well, why is it as some 17-year-old kid? As if your age means you don't deserve a living wage. As if because you're 17 years old, you shouldn't be paid human wages. Oh, he's a kid living at home. How the fuck do you know? I've been on my own since I was 15 years old. I have not lived with my parents, except for a brief period of a couple of months with my mom when we were trying to reconcile, since I was 15 years old. But tell me how every 17-year-old out there is living at home and in the basement, and their parents are paying all the bills, so they don't need a whole lot of money for the work that they do. That's the first thing I would say. And the second thing I would say is, who says that $3,200 a month shouldn't be the minimum Social Security payment? Just because we're arguing for a livable wage for people that are in the workforce doesn't mean that we don't think that there should be a livable income for people who are on retirement. In retirement, I should say. The two can be true. We can argue that people who work in minimum wage jobs are not getting paid enough money to sustain life, and therefore they have to go on government assistance, and that costs us all money, so let's just legislate a livable wage, while also arguing that people who are in retirement and living off of Social Security don't bring in enough money either. This notion that because we want a livable wage, we must not believe that seniors should have a livable wage is ridiculous, man. The two are not mutually exclusive. We can argue for better conditions for both. Not that it's going to matter for people my age or younger. I don't think Social Security is even going to be around for us. I'm 53. They're saying I got 15 more years. Unless I take it early, which is probably going to be the case. But anyway, that's a video for a whole nother time. A whole different video for a whole nother time.